Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chris, and this is just a thought, but what if each of us could find a glimmer of gratitude in our lives every single day? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You've heard that word all over social media, gratitude. You might be rolling your eyes at people with their gratitude diaries or their gratitude vlogs, and you might be thinking that's just some woo-woo spiritual nonsense bullshit. But I'm telling you, there's something to it. It definitely works. And don't get me wrong, I'm here for all that woo-woo spiritual bullshit. But I had an experience a couple of days ago. So I was walking back from the hairdressers, just enjoying the day. It was cold but nice and sunny, a bit like today. And I saw a woman approaching on the pavement ahead of me, and she's a local woman. I've seen her before, but this woman, she's a blind woman, and it just triggered something in me, for want of a better word. I mean, triggered is another one of those buzzwords online that is oversaturated and has lots of negative connotations. But for me, I'm using it as in positive, in a positive frame. So what it did, it triggered a spontaneous uprising of gratitude in me for my sight, just being able to see everything that she couldn't. And it was quite a profound moment. I just started noticing things I wouldn't usually notice. So a little bit further up the road, past the school, and on this school there was lots of bright colours, bright coloured panels, like the blues, the greens, the oranges, and it just made me appreciate just a simple thing like colour. And even the sun, looking up at the sun and seeing the rays hit the trees and the hedges, and just highlighting all the different shades of green on the leaves. And then my attention just got drawn to the clouds. I mean, the clouds were a bit like they are today. I mean, you can see them in the background. There wasn't many, but there was a few different types of scattered around. There's some at different heights, travelling at different speeds, and yeah, I just noticed the different shapes and sizes of the clouds. And I mean, I've always kind of liked clouds anyway. That's a bit of a weird quirk of mine. That's one of the few things that I actually remember from school, is the names of clouds. So you got like cumulonimbus and cirrus stratus, and yeah, but that's random facts I remember from school. I don't remember much else, but yeah, it just created a spontaneous uprising of gratitude, which kind of then carried me through the rest of the day. And I was off work too, so that was that boosted my mood even more. But yeah, in a world where it's so easy to find things, you haven't even got to find things to be bummed out about. Like, you haven't even got to get out of bed to see how shit things can be. Like, you just pick up your phone, not even out of bed yet, and you got all the woes of the world right there cuddling you in bed. But that's not something I tend to do anymore. I don't like really going on my phone too early. I like to actually get up and wake up before the world gets in bed with me. But yeah, just going back to that concept of a glimmer of gratitude. For me, this was more than a glimmer, because when you think of a glimmer, you think of something really small, like a glimmer of hope. It's like a really tiny thing to kind of latch onto. But this was more of a glitter of gratitude, which, you know what glitter's like, it gets fucking everywhere. And that's what it was like. It was like the gratitude was everywhere. It's like everything, literally everything I was looking at, I was like grateful to be able to see. Even as I was passing the school, I mean, if you know anything about me, I don't really like kids, and there's not much that annoys me much more than a playground in front of screaming kids. But even just passing the school, it was like that didn't even bother me anymore. Like in that moment, I mean, it probably would now, but in the moment, it was, yeah. But yeah, I was just like, well, you know, they're kids, just let them be kids, you know. And I was more focused on the colours on the building and just how bright they were and how vivid they were. And yeah, it was quite a profound experience. But that's just one thing. That's just like a spontaneous thing that happened during my day. But I've kind of gone in and out of practicing gratitude over the years. But whenever I have tried to make it a regular practice, my life has always improved. And I've also kind of fell into the other side of things, where you fall into a bit of a victim mentality sometimes. You know, things might not be going your way, and you know, life's not so great. You kind of, it's easy to fall into that victim mentality. But you know, life's not great when you're living in that headspace. So I've kind of experienced both sides and fluctuated between the two over the years. And yeah, it's not always easy to maintain gratitude, but you know what they say, pick your hard. You can live in a victim mentality when life's always hard and it's always somebody else's fault and it's hard, or you can live in a mentality of gratefulness where, you know, life still isn't easy, but you're grateful you have one, and it's a much better place to live. Your head's a much better place to live when you're in bed with gratitude instead of negativity and, you know, all the other kind of feelings you don't want in bed, in your head, in bed with you. But I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I just wanted to get on and share that experience with you guys. And if you've got any other of your own experiences that you'd like to share in the comments, feel free. And yeah, just try, if you are struggling right now, 'cause I know life is hard and everybody has their own problems. It's baked into being a human. Every human on earth has their own struggles and problems, and nobody seems to really share them. Everybody just keeps them inside for the most part. So if you can't have a glitter of gratitude, try and find that glimmer. You know, just try and find that small glimmer of hope or gratitude. just try it for maybe a day, a week, a month. Just try and find that one thing in your life that you're grateful for. Yeah, it could be something small like listening to your pet eat their breakfast, knowing they're in a safe, warm, loving home. Or if you've got kids, it could be watching your kids eat breakfast, or just watching TV just in their own little worlds, you know. Or it could be something like having a nice warm cup of tea after a long day at work. Could be having the means to put a roof over your head, you know. Could be your job, could be anything really, anything. But just try and find that one thing. I think once you get into the habit of it, it's not that difficult to find something in your life to be grateful for. And it really does make a difference. It really does make a difference to your mental health. And you know, I think everybody is struggling or has struggled with their mental health at some point in their lives. So, you know, if you haven't tried that yet, just, you know, give it a go. See what happens. But, you know, what I know, it's just a thought. Peace.